and welcome to Morning Coffee with Pizan Academy. I'm Deanna, and today I want to talk to you about a holiday after Halloween, but is still associated with Halloween, All Saints' Day. This holiday has traditions that date back to the Roman era, and we will start there. In 27 BC, Marcus Agrippa built a building in Rome called the Pantheon, and it was a temple dedicated to all of the gods. But it burnt down, and the Pantheon that still stands in Rome today was built by Hadrian. And even though the inscription says Marcus Agrippa, this Pantheon is the one that was built about 50 years later. This building was dedicated to all of the known gods throughout the world. And so it wasn't just the Roman gods, it would include the Egyptian gods. Fast forward a few hundred years, and Pope Boniface IV dedicated the Pantheon on May 13th, 609, to martyrs, to all of the Christian martyrs. And he had a celebration to remember them and called it All Martyrs' Day. Now, a little bit later, Pope Gregory changed that celebration from May 13th to November 1st, and he not only included the martyrs, but also all of the saints. And so now we have a day where we celebrate all of the saints on November 1st, thus All Saints' Day. By the 9th century, Christianity had spread throughout Europe and had come into Ireland in those areas where that Celtic tradition of Halloween was being celebrated. Now, they had that day, October 31st, Samhain, they had that celebration. And so when this All Saints' Day on November 1st came in, they sort of adapted that. But like a lot of traditions, they didn't just abandon what they had been doing for centuries. So they had this big bonfire and they had a lot of the same Samhain celebrations, and they called it All Souls' Day. This was celebrated on November 2nd, and it's believed that the church was trying to just replace that old holiday, and that's what happens a lot when you have a new religion come in. They'll try to pull in their own ideas, but then try to align it with the traditional beliefs. So it's an easier transition for people. So you're not just having to come in and shut down all these ideas that people have been practicing for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years. And that's what happens when we get culture contact, particularly with ideas and religion. All Saints' Day was called All Hallows' Day or All Hallowmas Day, which in Middle English just means All Saints' Day. So we get All Hallows Eve, and that gets translated into Halloween. So the following day after Halloween is a day through all of this history dating back to the Romans and then involving the early Christianity and these popes over time. We get this day after that we celebrate all of the saints. Now, not everybody celebrates this. It is traditionally a Catholic holiday. There are some other Orthodox religions that celebrate it, but the day after is considered a day of celebrating the living and these saints and people who dedicated their lives or sacrificed their lives for the church, the martyrs. And that's what we do on November 1st after Halloween or All Hallows Eve for centuries, as Catholicism was the main religion in the West for so long. So we start with the Pantheon, this temple built in Rome dedicated to all of the traditional gods that are known in the world, so even outside of the Roman Empire. That burns down. They build another Pantheon. And then a few hundred years later, you have a pope that dedicates that same building to Christian martyrs. A little bit later, you have another pope that moves a celebration day to November 1st, and that building now becomes a building to celebrate both martyrs and saints. And then over time, the church spreads these ideas, and that holiday gets adapted to some traditional celebrations in Ireland where the Celts were, and eventually we get this All Saints' Day that has just become a tradition in the Catholic religion. Well, have a great All Saints' Day, whether you're celebrating or not. Enjoy your day, and if you like what we're doing, please subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications. We have links to our social media in the description below, and I'm going to go start my tradition of work, so have a great day.